Hello and welcome to Sunday School for CEOs, where your next level in business starts with a mind aligned with God as boss. I am Jenny Vintner, ordained spiritual minister and business leader of over 20 years. I have chased the titles, the money, the recognition, only to realize the real pursuit is miracles. And this podcast is here to show you how, from real life, real stories, real shifts from fear to love. So let's dive in. I actually have some real clients who dropped me some of their burning questions, which is how I am going to create this podcast. It is going to be based on real questions in business. And how can we actually approach this from a place that allows us to feel fueled with purpose, fueled with mission, service driven energy, as opposed to the ego chase? Because we all know what that feels like too. And it's no bueno. So I am going to start off with question number one here. And this is a client who is ready to launch after having been out of the game for a little bit. And they've just went through a lot of healing, a lot of transitions, a lot of transformation over the last year, and she's coming back into the game. And here was her challenge. I've been away from social media. I have no launch strategy, no idea how to really make a sales page that actually sells. And my clients have almost always come through referral. How do I re enter the online space, launch my new app, and attract paying clients when starting essentially from scratch? Okay, so here would be my advice. First off, starting from scratch, I mean, this unless you're literally building something you have never ever built before, like this is absolute brand new territory. It is not scratch, right? Life is our classroom. And as we go through life and we pick up new skills, we pick up new experiences, life tuition is a real thing. And I know this client has the what she's building in this app she's building it in is very much still in the wheelhouse of work that she's been doing. And so really this concept of us starting from scratch is an illusion. And that is the first thing that I want to share is that discernment over what is truth and what is an illusion is absolutely imperative when it comes to us growing and scaling a business. And we may come up with a new idea, or maybe we have been out of the game for a little bit because we've been going through our own healing journey and healing process. Coming back in with a new idea and a fresh new concept, or something new has dropped in for us or channeled through us, doesn't mean we're actually starting from scratch. Maybe the offer is a new pathway, right, to deliver our message, to deliver our life's work. But the concept of it actually being from scratch is the illusion itself. So when we come into something new, we are bringing with us all of that past experience. All of our business experience, life experiences all brought us to where we are today. So, in fact, we're coming with years and years of learned experience, life experience, client experience. And when, for this individual launching this new app, yes, maybe the business model is a little bit different. So perhaps the business model is something new, something fresh, something that she hasn't actually dove into before. But that just gives us an opportunity to try new things on. And so when we're at that kind of that new beginning of, okay, so how do I do this? Right? And the human starts feeling really confused. This is when that should be that first indication that we the human are trying to run the show. What do I do? How do I make a landing page that is magnetizing? The moment we try to force something to unfold or to start searching for that strategy, that missing piece is if we don't already have it inside of us. The moment we start inviting the ego to play, the ego to write the copy, because we're going to be searching. So, what I invite you to do if you're in a similar situation, is this is when we step back, we get quiet, and we ask God, what would you have me do here? I'm starting to feel confused, and I know confusion is an illusion. So, what would you have me do here? What would be the next step you would have me do? And then wait, follow the nudges, follow the direction you're given. You will be given direction. And this is where we have to start to train ourselves to step back to actually hear the right mind voice, because God will speak almost in whispers, quiet. It forces you to step back out of the chaos, off of the path of chaos, and actually listen. Tune in. What would you have me do next? Because remember, you have been training for this your whole life. This is not new. This is not scratch. Maybe there was a pause period. Maybe there was some time in between launches, in between offers, in between something new. But you yourself are not starting from scratch. So tuning in, listening to that next best step, that's how we begin to make the right strategy, because the strategy will be laid out by spirit if you listen. Okay? So let's move on to our next question here. So this is from another client, and she is saying that she's launching a new offer, but she doesn't have any signups yet. As I'm building this business, I don't have any clients to share testimonials from, only myself and my experience, which I feel like I'm sharing lots about. And I don't have an email list specifically with warm leads for this niche, this new niche that she's embarking on. I have a few people I've reached out to personally that might fit this niche. What would be your guidance on how to begin a new business, how to find the right people, how to really share the power of what I'm offering? And I want to help them, and what I want to help them with, and convert it into signups. Okay, so here's what I want to say about this. One of the most important things that we want to remember is that a business aligned with God is no longer a vehicle for just income. It's so much more than that. When we can move to serving, even if we have one single person that we can serve with our offer, that is proof of concept. And sometimes it's a matter of just getting that first client that says yes, that first yes, that first I'm in, that creates the proof of concept. And then we refine and we refine and we refine. And so often what we're feeling like is, oh, in order for me to launch, I need to launch with so many clients and so many people saying yes. And I need a full room in order for me to make it worth it for me. But sometimes this is about, God is orchestrating things in the background. And you just need that one person who says yes, where you begin to practice and you show up for that one yes and you serve the heck out of them. And even if you're starting in a new niche, storytelling is so powerful. So for this individual client, she's building a business around something she's been through herself. So a breast cancer diagnosis. And now she's going to start sort of a new niche where she's actually going to be working with women who are either living with or have survived breast cancer. And so, my advice, if this is a brand new niche, is that you get into the rooms where these women are. So, maybe that is Facebook groups, support groups, local community, health centers that specialize in women who are living with or moving through a breast cancer diagnosis, etc. And you go and you serve. You serve the heck out of these people, out of these women, out of these individuals who are moving through what you have already been through. I think there's something powerful to say about us practicing what our new offer is going to be simply by offering something, even if at the beginning this isn't, we're not doing this just to make a ton of money off of a launch, right? When something's been planted on our hearts and on our minds, and we can feel that this offer has been gifted to us is something that was a very clear calling. This goes beyond just income. So I want to invite you to really look at, okay, sure, you may not have clients yet to start using testimonials to sell, but you don't need testimonials to sell. You are the walking testimonial. Your experience, your story, what you've been through. And then you can pull on all of the other modalities that you've been working with over the years that have worked towards, like, have been working with the symptoms, right? So for example, if you're getting into this new niche and some of the work that you're doing within your offer is to help with symptom management, and you have 15 years experience in a certain modalities that are working around that same symptom management, even if it's for a different topic, a different niche, you can still pull on all of that experience. So sometimes, we feel like we have to have already had like 100 clients under our belt to feel any type of credibility to show up and to teach the thing we're teaching. Just because it's a new offer does not mean you don't come with all of this experience. So when I just recently launched my agency, part of my actual bio, I had to start a new Instagram page from scratch and all of these things. And part of my bio says built on 20 years experience. Because even though the inception of my agency was April 2nd, 2026, it is being backed by 20 years of experience in team training, team development, talent acquisition, leadership. So the agency itself may be brand new, but it was born out of 2 decades of experience. And so this is not to forget that your life has been a classroom for you up until this point. And just because an offer is new doesn't mean it isn't backed by all of those years of experience already. All of the trials and errors, everything you've been through on your journey has brought you to where you are today. Okay, so next question, and this is our last question for this episode. I would love to hear all your wisdom on moving from fear into faith and beyond up the map of consciousness, especially in regards to receiving more clients and wealth in business. I've been allowing myself to feel all the feels, meeting myself with love, and really doing a great job shifting my state of being. I have a ton of different techniques that I'm efficient at. I've practiced the art of receiving and embody what I do and am super consistent. If I drop into scarcity and lack mentality, I catch it and shift quickly. I feel like the tools I have would suit highly successful business owners and new people alike. Powerful. And despite all that, I'm at a point financially where to pay the bills, I need to go back to working a part time job. This is a huge bummer. My soul is saying that this is the right move and that it is only temporary. It will allow me more ease being in faith when I'm not hyper focused on my bank account. There's still a part of me who feels that there has to be another way and is concerned that if I'm working even part time, it will pull my energy away from my mission. And I love my mission and receive so much joy from it. And it's confusing to see how quickly I'm growing internally and how connected I am with God and myself, and my external world not matching. It matches in many ways, but not financially. Okay, so this is a big one and so common. And so here's what I want to say: your mission and purpose has less to do with how and the vehicle to which you are walking it out right now, because your actual purpose in life is for you to achieve the highest state of peace of mind possible. So what's to say that you don't get a job at Starbucks and every day you show up, you are experiencing peace of mind. You are having an amazing time making people's day, having fun at work, making your coworkers' day, every customer's day, and you are experiencing peace of mind every single day you go into work. Would that not actually be you fulfilling on your purpose? Or maybe your my career of 11 years was a general manager in the fitness industry, and I was able to use my talents and to use my skills and to spend every single day in purpose, even though, yeah, the job that I was doing was a general manager and the industry that I happened to be in was the fitness industry. It didn't matter. I was every single day I was committed to making the lives of my staff better and my members better, and to make their day and to play. And every single day I came in and I would choose my attitude, and all of these things were core values and core beliefs of who I was at my core. And so even if I switched my job and started doing something different, would it not still be possible that I was actually fulfilling the purpose while doing it? Because what we want to remember is that there's really only two ways to which we're living our life. So we would call this context. Our context is either love or fear. And so it's less about the vehicle, although what great joy it can bring us when we choose a vehicle that we're so passionate about. But the actual purpose and work that we're doing through that vehicle is delivering love, right? So every single person in this world, and you'll hear me say this a lot, is either calling for love. So every single individual, whenever they're expressing, it's either a call for love or they're extending love. So if you're in a role, any job that you're in, even if it's to create that sort of that regulation for yourself or your own nervous system to say, like, I don't want to be in fight or flight around finances anymore. So I'm okay. In fact, I'm in full gratitude for being able to have a job that pays my bills, that allows me to show up every day and extend more love in the work that I'm doing. So my advice would be, yes, go get the job, feel at ease, don't feel that pressure or restriction anymore, and then go extend as much love as possible while you're at your job. And you will find that, in fact, you are fulfilling your mission every single day simply by being able to extend more love in the job that you have. So sometimes we really get caught up that it's got to look a certain way or it's got to feel or be a certain way, where in fact the truth is that we just need to be able to find outlets where we can extend love and not perpetuate the cycle of fear, right? Of that scarcity, of that lack, of that not enoughness. That is the ego. That's the ego coming into your sandbox to play. And it's not welcome here. So we want to keep that sharp mind, knowing that we will be taken care of. We will be taken care of. There are so many jobs out there. We will be taken care of. And when we find that job, we choose to show up every single day and extend love. So thank you for tuning in. I've got lots more questions that I'm going to be going through. Don't forget to subscribe here so you don't miss a drop. This is our very first episode, and I am so excited to deliver more Sunday School for CEOs, where we have real live stories, real raw stories, real mentorship, and being able to connect back to God as boss, where spirit leads our strategy and we chase mind miracles every day. All right, we'll talk soon.